Good morning, elementary kids and families. We're so excited you've joined us for another weekend online. This month in elementary, we're learning about faith, trusting what you can't see because of what you can see. We're eager to learn with you this morning through our video teaching, through singing songs of praise, and by checking out the parent guides on the Family Ministry app or our Cornerstone Kids Facebook page. This morning, we're going to start with worship, so get up on your feet and get ready to praise God.
Jesus is my hero. Jesus is my friend. He made a difference in the world, and I wanna be like him. 'Cause I have 2 hands and feet and a heart that beats. I'm gonna use what I have to make a difference. It wasn't about what he could get. He was all in so he could give. And oh, I wanna be, I really wanna be, oh, 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 I wanna be like Jesus. Oh, I wanna be, I really wanna be, oh, 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 I wanna be like Jesus. Yeah. Jesus is our Savior. He's the King of the world. And still he came to the earth just so he could serve. He had 2 hands and feet and a heart that beats. He used all he had to make a difference. Jesus always put others first. That's a lesson for us that we should learn. And oh, I wanna be, I really wanna be, oh, 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 I wanna be like Jesus. Oh, I wanna be, I really wanna be, oh, 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 I wanna be like Jesus. Yeah. Oh, 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 I really, really wanna be just like Jesus. Yeah, I really, really wanna be just like Jesus. Oh, I wanna be, I really wanna be, oh, 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 I wanna be like Jesus. Oh, I wanna be, I really wanna be, oh, 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 I wanna be like Jesus. And oh, I wanna be, I really wanna be, oh, 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 I wanna be like Jesus. Oh, I wanna be, I really wanna be, oh, 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 I wanna be like Jesus. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us with worship today. Now it's time for our story.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Acts, chapter 9, verses 1 through 9.
If anyone was set up for the good life, it was Saul of Tarsus.
Greetings.
Though Saul's family was Jewish, he was also born a Roman citizen. Throughout his life, he was known by 2 different names.
You may call me Saul or Paul.
As a young man, Saul was sent to Jerusalem to study with the famous Rabbi Gamaliel.
Let's see. You have achieved 100% in classical literature, 111% in philosophy, and in ethics, 99%.
Oh, I vow to do better.
Saul became a Pharisee like his father before him. He carefully studied God's law and prayed 3 times a day.
Dear God, help me follow your laws 100% perfectly.
Like the other religious leaders in Jerusalem, though, Saul was caught off guard by the events that surrounded the life and death of Jesus.
Good riddance. Now that fool can't try to overturn God's laws anymore.
Haven't you heard? Jesus' follower says he's returned to life.
They've seen Jesus?
They've seen Jesus.
Those riffraff will slink away soon enough.
Against all odds, the followers of Jesus didn't fade away. In fact, the numbers began to grow.
5,000? You're telling me that 5,000 people are following the way of a dead man?
Well, technically, they think he's alive.
Not helping.
The religious leaders in Jerusalem did everything they could to squash the new movement. They even arrested a leader among the Jesus followers named Stephen. After telling lies about him, they dragged him outside the city.
This man is a disgrace.
Saul stood by and held the coats of the men, who picked up stones and threw them at Stephen, until they killed him.
If Stephen had just let go of this Jesus nonsense, he wouldn't have had to die.
It's terrible. I heard people are following the way of Jesus in other cities too.
What? Inconceivable.
Saul quickly became known for hunting down people who believed in Jesus. When he discovered that some Jews in Damascus were following Jesus, he went straight to the high priest.
This Jesus thing is spreading everywhere.
I'm aware.
They think he's alive.
#yup.
Someone should do something.
I hope you have something constructive to say.
Give me letters to the synagogues in Damascus so I can arrest all the believers and bring them back here.
Now you're talking.
Saul set off for Damascus with the blessing of the high priest. He traveled with a group of men to arrest the believers they found. After days on the road, they neared the city.
There it is.
We'll make it by lunch.
No, we must take time to pray.
As he did 3 times every day, Saul stopped and turned to Jerusalem to pray, certain God was on his side.
Dear Lord, help me to catch every single one of those despicable Jesus people.
Suddenly, a light more brilliant than the midday sun blazed down around Saul. He staggered, fell to the ground, squeezing his eyes shut against the glare.
Saul, why are you opposing me?
Saul gasped. It felt as though the whole earth shifted beneath him.
Who are you, Lord? I am Jesus. I am the one you are opposing.
The men around Saul stared in horror and confusion, unable to speak. They could see no one, but heard a sound, perhaps like a roar of thunder.
Now get up and go into the city. There you will be told what you must do.
Saul reeled. He struggled to his feet and finally opened his eyes. He saw nothing, only darkness.
What's happened?
You tell us. We saw the light, and you fell, and this sound, and then you said...
I can't see.
What?
I can't see. I've been blinded.
That's not good. Here, take my hand.
Saul grasped the man's hand and shuffled a few steps forward.
Who were you talking to?
I think it was Jesus.
You heard Jesus?
I heard Jesus.
Saul's companions led him into Damascus, where he stayed at the home of a man named Judas on Straight Street.
Want something to eat?
I'm not hungry.
Or water?
Not thirsty.
For 3 days, Saul wrestled with himself and God. He'd come face to face with the very man he knew was dead, but discovered that Jesus was very much alive. Now blind, Saul was forced to see everything in a brand new light.
So just like what Miss Brittany said today, that video has to do with faith and having faith in Jesus. And that's exactly what our Bible verse is talking about for this month too. It comes from Hebrews 11. It says this: faith is being sure of what we hope for. It is being sure of what we do not see. Hebrews 11:1. So as we talk about faith and what that means in our lives, we hope that you'll go to our Glide app, our family ministry app, and look at those discussion questions and just talk with your friends, your family, whoever's there at your house with you this month, and just really talk about how we can believe in Jesus, believe in God, even when we can't see him. Have an awesome week, and we'll see you the next one.